Welcome to a world of evil, insanity, and a hint of adventure, among other things. Are you prepared for what lies ahead, what has spawned out of my crazed mind? Probably not, but go ahead anyways.
And, of course, she dumped him because she saw her with him. But everyone knows they'll be back to eating each other's faces by tomorrow. Also,
I barely listened to Juniper chatting my ear off. She was so annoying sometimes that way. Her nattering just made me want to hit my head over and over with a pile of textbooks I was carrying for her. The brick wall would work too. Don't get me wrong, she's a great girl and all. Red hair, nice body, bright blue eyes. But sometimes she just needed to know when to shut up. Unfortunately, I wasn't going to be the one to put her in her place. I was a popular person at this high school, and so was Juniper. We were the perfect couple, a role model for every other person in the school. If we broke up, all social hell would break loose. There was a social hierarchy in the school, one that was not to be challenged. There was the jocks, moi, as well as all my friends, were to be in with the cheerleaders. That would be Juniper and her giant swarm of Barbies. And the nerds, such as that Andrew kid and that Chris girl, are to be kept apart at all times. Some of the others took it upon themselves to enforce these rules, but honestly, I didn't care either way. I only let the rules stay the way they were because, if they weren't there, who knows what might happen. Juniper and I walked down the hallway. It was September 10th, and friends were finally catching up to each other after a few days of confusion. It was grade 11, a time when we were too young to care about a serious job and too old to be considered a kid anymore.
oh, and also,
Juniper stopped abruptly to stare at someone. I narrowed my eyes in confusion. Juniper rarely stopped talking. She was in the middle of a sentence. I turned to stare at a new girl. She had ruffled, inky black hair that looked as if it had been dyed. Her eyes were dark brown and slightly bloodshot, as if she hadn't been getting enough sleep. She had on a black jacket and a tank top with red and black punk pants, and a giant pair of black buckled combat boots, as well as fingerless gloves. I would have passed on because she was obviously just a poser, but Juniper seemed drawn to her.
is that who I think it is?
Juniper strutted over to the girl, who was collecting some books from her locker. Before the girl could close her locker, however, Juniper slammed it on her, nearly catching her fingers. The girl was extremely quick and got out of it before the redhead could catch her.
Holy fuck! It is! It's Chris! Chris Peters! What the hell happened to you? Did you go through the emo car wash or something?
I realized then she really was the biggest nerd of the school. Chris was a girl that was a little childish. She looked like a kid and was constantly mistaken for a 12-year-old and acted like one too. Well, one with a huge brain. She always wore glasses and had a kind of hearing aid in her right ear and always had on the same long blue skirt every day. This couldn't be her, could it? Under the slight black mascara and piercing brown eyes that seemed to challenge everything they saw, could Chris actually be in there? No way. Chris stared at Juniper with a glare of death, then tried to walk away. Of course, Juniper was not one to let a fight slip away so easily and grabbed Chris's arm. But just as she was about to take hold of her, Chris turned around and punched her straight into the brick wall. The hallway went silent. Juniper crumpled into a heap, her nose twisted at an odd angle. She moaned slightly as she brought her hand to her once perfect feature of her face. Her eyes went wide as she cringed in pain.
You bitch!
She spat. A teacher who was in the hallway finally came to her senses and ushered Chris into the office. As she walked away, she stared at me with a strange expression, one I had never seen on a person before. Still no one spoke. Juniper broke the silence again.
Drake, don't just stand there! Help me!
It was like a switch had been turned on. Everyone went back to what they were doing as I picked Juniper up off the floor.
Let's get you to a nurse,
I said. She nodded slowly, tears filling her eyes. I can imagine how much it hurt. I was the quarterback for the school football team, and injuries like that were very common. She limped along the hallway despite it only being her nose that hurt, but I didn't mind. When we got to the nurse, she confirmed what I thought. Juniper had a broken nose that was probably never going to look the same again.
That bitch!
She wept as she sat in the chair.
That motherfucking slut! She made me ugly! I bet she was jealous! Just because she came to school looking like a posing badass doesn't mean she can do whatever she wants.
I let her rant. She usually just ranted herself out after a few minutes, at the most an hour.
Drake, are you listening?
I snapped my attention back to her.
Sorry, babe?
I said.
I was saying that we need to get her back.
Oh great, not another one of her schemes.
She's probably being suspended already, Juniper. You don't need to do anything.
I didn't know why I was defending the girl. She punched my girlfriend in the face, for God's sake. But there's something about her I really didn't understand. The way she looked at me before she had left freaked me out. It didn't even look human.
I have an idea, Drake.
She continued, as usual, completely ignoring me.
How about you get some blackmail on her? Then we can use it for leverage. Or, if all else fails, post it around the school.
And how am I supposed to find blackmail from her? She obviously doesn't like me because I'm with you, and therefore she probably won't trust me enough to tell me anything.
Just leave that to me. For now, don't hang out when she's around. Just see if you can become a friend. Someone like that has got to have a secret around them. One doesn't just go from a nerd to a punk.
I sighed.
Fine, Juniper.
I stayed with her in the nurse's office for an hour until her mother came to pick her up. Then I went to class. The only seat left, unfortunately, was right next to Chris. I was surprised she was still in school, but there she was, right beside me.
Might as well get started on Juniper's master plan then.
I thought to myself as I sat down. I glanced at Chris, who was paying absolutely no attention to the teacher and was instead drawing a picture of a dog, a German Shepherd it looked like. It was actually very good and realistic, but it was very unlike the Chris I used to know. The one that never stopped taking notes. Even when there was nothing to jot down, she always found something. I felt bad for picking on her sometimes, but that was what was expected of me. Stupid excuses, I know.
Hey, Chris.
I whispered. She looked up with the same strange glare in her eyes, then quickly looked away.
What?
She said finally as she shaded in her picture. The teacher looked up from her grading papers at Chris's snapping, then went back to the tests.
I want to apologize for Juniper's behavior.
I started, but wasn't sure how to continue.
It's fine. Is she alright?
She said in an emotionless voice.
She'll be okay. She likes to overreact to things sometimes.
I was just searching for anything that I could use to get her on my side at this point. I was in unfamiliar territory with girls. Juniper was the only girlfriend I'd had for 5 years.
Got that right.
She blew a bubble with her pink bubblegum as she was chewing. I suppressed an angry comment to defend my girlfriend and continued with my polite manner.
So I was wondering if maybe you might want to hang out sometime.
When?
She said as she fiddled with her gloves.
How about tonight?
Tonight? Sorry, I can't.
She straightened her back suddenly, her eyes wide.
I'm busy.
She went back to her original position and looked away from me again.
Fine.
Weird chick. I paid attention for the rest of class, but there wasn't much to pay attention to. The teacher just gave us review worksheets to be completed. When the bell rang, I walked out and went to the next class, which was pretty much the same. The whole day went by pretty quickly that way. When I got outside, I noticed Peter and his gang, a group of grade 12s who loved to gang up on small kids, picking on that one nerd, Andrew I think his name was. I didn't participate though, I had bigger things on my mind to deal with, like watching Chris. Chris stared at Juniper with a glare of death. Glare of death. Glare of death.
No cake for your birthday.
That was so epic.
It's not like that though. It's less, and more. You're not huffing. You're sighing.
I don't sigh in annoyance. I sigh out of pure anger.
Sigh in frustration. 2, 1.
Fine, Juniper.
I can pick up you playing with the avocado. How about tonight?
How about tonight?
Stop moving around!
How about tonight?
One more?
How about tonight?
Not like you're reading a script. How about tonight?
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 Literally copy what I'm saying.
How about tonight?
How about tonight?
How about tonight? How about tonight?
I wonder if I could pick up my face palming.
Get started on Juniper's master plan then.
Say it one more time.
Might as well get started on Juniper's master plan.
That's not. You can't laugh at the end.
I had guac in my mouth and it got stuck right here. You're recording this, aren't you?
Stop eating. Stop eating.
She'll be fine. She likes to overreact to things sometimes.
One more, except don't play with the avocado.
It's not avocado, it's a tortilla.
That's not how to record. Don't just laugh. Okay, once more.
What's the line?